Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, I just opened a bunch of sessions for next week, so go and grab those if you feel led. And yeah, let's get into a reading for the Divine Feminines. So this is going to be, what do the Divine Feminines, what are they experiencing on the journey at this time? What would they like to be experiencing? What emotions are coming up for the feminines at this time? If you want to hear it here, masculines, instead of have to have any talks about it. And then I'm also going to get messages from the masculines to the feminines regarding each of these things. So what their 3D self would say to you feminines about everything that's coming up here. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What are the DFs thinking and feeling about the connections? What are they wanting to manifest? What actions are the DFs taking? What are the biggest challenges for the Divine Feminines? What is the spirit-guided solution for that? And the direction in the near future from the feminine side of the energy. What are the emotions that are associated with these things at this time? And what would the Divine Masculines say to their feminine regarding what we're going to see here? Okay. Divine Feminines, what are they seeing in the connections right now? They're feeling like a new beginning was averted, cold feet. Something started and stopped. They're feeling like something didn't kick off when they expected it might have. A false start, a caution, something there, or they can feel it brewing. They can feel something building. They don't want to jump to conclusions, but they feel something. What would they like to see happen? Slow and steady. Two of Pentacles is baby steps. It is building on a new cycle, a new foundation. Especially in this card, it means alignment of the two. It doesn't have to be the be-all end-all. It can just be starting somewhere and doing it together. So the feminines feel like there's some kind of a push-pull coming down to the wire, but they desire harmony. They desire being on the same team, going forward together on the same page. What are the emotions associated with this? Envy. I'm the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So the feminines know that they have challenges, masculines, right now that don't allow them to be going forward from their side of it in this alignment that they wish to have. So when they're very honest with themselves, there are still things in the energy where they feel like they wish it could be further ahead, that they wish it could be this start. They obviously wish that things could be moving along on the same page, but they do have their own challenges. So part of this is the reconciliation. It's not about envying what other people seem to have. It's about really taking care of business with what they have to and loving themselves enough to not fear they're going to lose out on love, or to not pull them out of the zone with the stuff they have to focus on. Yeah. So they're really working through any kind of feelings like they've got the short end of the stick, because they can't just go forward on this. What would the masculines say? Oh, you are my everything. So feminines, don't doubt for a second that you have the time it takes to do this relationship foundation justice, to do it right, to clean up the things on your side that need to still be balanced out so you're free and clear to pursue. Your masculine is saying they have nothing else in their world that's more important than this connection. So they're saying to you feminines, don't worry about where things are at right now. We can get there from here. Where there's a will, there's a way. What are the feminines experiencing regarding you, masculines? They are stepping out of their comfort zone. You've pushed me out of my comfort zone in all ways. I'm hearing more ways than one. And right now, this patience, the trust that they don't have to force something. They don't have to make something happen. They just have to go on faith. They just have to step into uncharted territory. It's safe here, I just heard. So feminines are practicing seeing that safety, giving themselves the reality check. There's a cat here, which is a spirit animal of independence. So the feminines might be realizing they don't actually need some kind of external support. They are finding it within themselves. What would they like to see happen regarding you? The World card. So in the inverse like this, they want the cycle of separation to end. They want the gap to be closed. They want to travel to see you if that resonates. They want whatever the material circumstances are, that whatever degree your circumstance is from full harmonious life partnership, they want that gap to be closed. But both of these cards are travel. So they want to continue bringing this into harmony, emotionally, mentally, physically. So if all of those levels exist, so be it, but this may resonate in one or more ways for each person watching. What is the emotion associated with this? Relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my highest good. This came out in the inverse. So this means that the feminines are moving away from relationships that haven't served their higher good. Codependent relationships, giving into things that only took from them and did not reciprocate. Even doing that in this connection, they know that whether it's emotional, mental, physical, circumstantial, financial, spiritual, whatever it is, if something isn't in our highest and best interest, no matter how much potential or love is there, it's not worth forcing. And so they are including this connection and the gap that needs to close. This is like letting it unfold naturally, because they don't want anything less than, even with you, masculines. What would the masculines say about this? Yes. So the masculines would say, that's it, ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner. Who says that? Somebody says that. So we got this yes. What can we see for how the feminines are viewing this connection on the heart space? They can feel it gives them the warm fuzzies, but they haven't seen the full why yet. There's so much more to get to know and to experience in these connections, but they feel the potential. On the heart space, masculines, they haven't seen it all, and they know that. They know you haven't gotten to the best part where everything is free between the two of you, where you have developed so much trust and love that you can just be in that full glory together, but they sense the potential with you in ways they haven't actually ever experienced or sensed with anyone else. What would they like to see here? Six of Wands, victory. They want, look at those sunflowers there and the sunflowers here. So they want to continue with the process. They don't want to go anywhere, masculines. What is the emotion here? Judgment in the inverse. This says, I understand that everyone has their unique path and challenges. So your feminine is very much balancing out any kind of judgment, or we saw the envy card, or imbalanced ways of looking at why this connection can't happen sooner, faster, now. And they're really looking at the circumstances. You have things, they have things, life happens. They're really looking at enjoying it and not trying to spin a negative storyline for why it's not exactly what they want yet. Masculines would say, what do you want? So feminines, masculines are cleverly calling out the indecision, or anywhere that you would be deferring to what your masculine wants. If you're waiting to see some kind of potential feminines that's ambiguous, you won't necessarily see it when it arrives. It might not be in alignment with what you prefer. Masculines are saying, if you want victory here, what would that look like? Can you break that down into some kind of an achievable next step? Can you ask yourself, what would the next milestone or marker or experience be that would make your heart sing in this connection? Instead of thinking of it as something out there, can you think of it as something that will make your heart sing? And what would that be at this time? What is on the heart of hearts? What are the feminines experiencing here? They're open. They're open to infinite possibility. They're open to seeing what will come. What would they like to see? The end of burden. So yeah, masculines are starting to tip the feminines off to what will come when we get to experience these connections free from the burden. 10 of Wands is the karmic burden still being released. So feminines, you might be in a in-between stage where you are kind of looking to the future with an ambiguous energy. And that seems to be because there's not room in your life yet, because burden still needs to come to a close so that you can start approaching with fresh energy what you would like to see come. Typically, when we don't know what we want yet, it's because it's not time. And when it's not time, that can mean there are other things on our to-do list or our get-to list that still need to be finalized. And that's what I'm seeing here. What is the emotion associated with that? Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So feminines, when we are suffering, when we are challenged, when we have burden, sometimes our health goes by the wayside. We may not have fully let ourselves go, but this is time to really look at holistic health, emotional, mental, physical wellness, and very much take into consideration, is there anything your body or your mind or your emotions have been telling you that you need to deal with? Masculines, for many feminines, they do know exactly what is out of whack from all the karmic stress they've been under as they've been ascending, as they've been setting healthy boundaries, leaving karmic situations, whatever that may be. It can be people, places, things, situations. They are doing that, and now there's going to be this period of radiant health coming back in. What would the masculines say? I meant what I said. So that's going to resonate differently for everyone, but there's something that when this comes up, feminines, for each, you will remember something that your masculine did say recently or, before. And I am not talking about a bad thing. This is a structure. This is a stabilizing statement. This is a vote of love. So think back to something that your masculine has said that feels like they are creating safety in your connection. They are reiterating here that they have seen something that needs to happen here, or that they have shared with you they believe in, and they're asking you to remember that at this time. I feel that so that you can continue to just focus on you, feminines, and this burden, focus on your health, get yourself balanced out, so that you can start coming into more of a self-directed, forward-facing motion for your life. What can we see for the manifestations the feminines are seeing? They want to clear through the confusion. They want to focus on love. That does require ending the burdensome to-do list to make room in your life, feminine. So any changes, choices, circumstances you're working on simplifying or clearing, that is your task. And this is truth. So they just want truth. They just want clarity. They just want simplicity. They just want peace. They just want essence. And they don't want to be given the runaround anymore. I just heard, what is the emotion associated? Self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Self-worth. So feminines are truly coming into knowing what they are worth, knowing what they deserve, knowing what they are made of, knowing what their gifts and talents are. And they are beginning to see that when they prioritize those things within themselves, it benefits them and it benefits others. What would the masculines say? I think we should slow down in the inverse. So as you come into that awareness of who you really are and what you are worth, your masculine won't be pumping the brakes anymore. What can we see for what actions the feminines are being guided to take? Well, the Queen of Swords here, like, come on, try me. This is with karmic situations I'm getting. Not so much being on guard and not receptive to love with the masculine, but this is like I'm at the edge here with karmic situations. Yes, feminines, this is where you should be in that kind of precise, definitive energy. You should definitely be willing to completely draw a line against mistreatment or lower vibrational things. So this is the action the feminines need to take so that the burden is ended. What can we see for what they would like to do? They would like to spend more time dropping into high priestess energy. Be still and know. So this can imply, feminines, that there needs to be more focus on doing that regarding certain situations that you might feel like this bring it on energy with karma. You might want to be more proactive. You might want to drop in and pray for solutions instead of being at the mercy of what karma will do next. You might want to be more proactive with that and actually intend to sit with the energy of mercy, humility, and envision solutions. Pray, ask for higher guidance in how to settle karma or balance out certain things that don't feel as peaceful in your life as they could. What is the emotion? Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. When we are looking at things external to us as something to be guarded or that might push us the wrong way, we're not seeing ourself in those things. We are making it separate from us. So there's something here, feminines, if you've got victim blame mentality going on, if you're projecting onto others that just try me kind of energy, any kind of animosity or resistance or resentment, you're not really seeing a deeper truth that wants to be discerned, discovered, that actually brings in the epiphany or the closure needed. What would the masculines say about this? Tower, definitely in the inverse. They would say they are having tower moments, radical shifts in perception, aha moments that completely, like game changer, completely change the way that they look at things with their ego, with their pride regarding this connection. So this does show me, feminines, that you are taking the action to question your reality, that is truly unhooking from your karma. You may have been going on in a certain way, repeatedly thinking that it was going to eventually give you relief or make a change. But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And so exactly, I'm hearing, consider this option, that if you have always strayed away from being a certain kind of way, a certain particular way with others, and you've opted for another typical response or action or passivity, whatever it may be, it might be time to be curious about what it would be like if you adopted that other way that you have shied away from at this time. If you swallowed your pride, and it wouldn't be stooping, but if you handled your situations the way that you've been afraid to or intimidated to do so. Instead of, I'm really getting, instead of being more on the defensive, activating and taking a little bit more of a active role in finding solutions instead of being at the mercy of whatever might happen externally. There's something here where you can be more proactive, and that pride is keeping you from doing so. That might be that you are spiritual bypassing. It might be that you think you have to be the nice one, the sweet one, the kind one. It might mean that you are used to being the considerate one, the only one that can do it right, the only one that cares enough to do it at all. Look at any of those generalizations regarding karma and consider where it's coming from and what you can maybe do differently. Masculines seem to be having epiphanies about their flippy-floppy masculine-feminine energy internally as well. And they see you handling things in a more deliberate way, balanced way. It's game changer for them as well, not only just to see a feminine handling things in a different way, but you particularly handling it. It's like they suddenly see aspects of you that were hidden, that were just in your potential, that you had never really stepped into yet. Even if you knew they were dormant or available to you, you hadn't drawn those cards yet. And now the masculines can see that you also have this broad spectrum repertoire of ways of dealing with things. Something about watching how you move is changing their internal view of you right now, feminines. And it's going to be about how you handle this next period of karma cleanup or balancing out. What is the biggest challenge that the feminines are aware of? Blockages, and knowing that there has got to be a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. This card in the inverse shows that we've found that little bit of a doorway that allows for progress. It allows us to drop into our own truth, never mind the status quo or the traditional go-to or anything like that. We're finding a unique, relevant to the moment way through. What would they like to see? Total healing. So instead of, just having to carve it out or scrutinize the energy to find something, anything, please. They would like it to be fully healed and balanced so that we don't have to have major blockages holding back the connection. What is the emotion they're working on? Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So feminines are tasked with solving a very elaborate karmic puzzle right now, a tapestry. Some of the unhealed things that are still being healed, when those heal, the karma associated falls away because it's no longer needed as a teacher. And the tapestry is completed. So the feminine's challenge is feeling like there's one obstacle after another, but what they would like to do is be so healed that nothing feels like an obstacle anymore, that they've learned how to move through sticky energy so that any sticky energy that comes up in the future, they can handle it with extraordinary mastery. What would the masculines say here? I just wish things were different. They are saying the same things as the feminines. The feminines want it to be more fluid. The language of miracles. The feminines want to be fluent in the language of miracles, and the masculines want to see different things in the physical happening. And so everybody here wants progress. This is the challenge. I'm feeling a bit of frustration with the masculines as well, that they wish it was moving forward faster. So this is likely any kind of karmic liberation that the feminines are still struggling with getting themselves out of in any shape or form. The masculines do wish that was different. What is the solution that the feminines are being given? Yeah, that they hold this power to manifest miracles if they align with a more eternal, infinite way of approaching whatever the challenges are, a more cosmic perspective, a more grounded solution, whatever it may be. There's a little bit of all the elements that the feminines can draw on as they go closer to temperance. What is it they'd like to see? They just want peace. They want to be able to find that peaceful warrior place through the mix. What emotion? Surrender. I can release my need to control. So the feminines no longer need to forcibly create outcomes. They're releasing the need to think that they can design it or achieve it through effort or particular ways, and instead they're shifting the way they look at things. They're looking at more of an energetic reality rather than the physical appearance of things. They're surrendering their need to worry, I just heard, about there not being a solution. They're surrendering pessimism, I just heard. What would the masculines say about this? I just want you all the time. So what they wish is different is that they would have more access to you. So it's not that they want you all the time, they just want you at their convenience in the right way. This can speak of, wondering if living together or life partnership or some kind of next level in the connection. They're realizing they're not insatiable, but they do want you when they want you. And they know that you want them when you want them. The heart wants what the heart wants. And so what I'm getting from this is that in the past, it might have been consuming and too much. But now there's some moderation. It's like we've learned to pace ourselves. I'm looking at the infinity symbol there and this 8. So the masculines know that they can be more grounded and mature and not be insatiable if these connections came together. Because we have the tools within each of us, we're not relying in a codependent way on the other one for these resources, for these wisdom teachings, for these insights, for these solutions, for our happiness. And now the masculines know that if this came together, we would be able to find moderation. I just heard, no longer will it be a matter of quarreling about differences and impasses between people. The only resistance we'll have is balancing out, making love and real life. And that won't even be a challenge because both will be on the same page with following their intuition about what feels balanced and true. And so it will just flow. It's an interesting message to be coming from, I just want you all the time. There's some energy of the masculines envisioning what it would be like to live with you, feminines, and to be physically closer in the day-to-day. What can we see for the direction in the near future? Ooh, immediate energy. So a wish coming true. Watch for shooting stars. I just heard wishing on a star. So the feminines, what they're experiencing is something feels like it's now. What it's that they want, 10 of Pentacles. They want the everything with their masculine. I'm drawn to the beautiful happy children here and the castle, the garden, flowering, abundance. There's a key here. Everyone's happy. So there is great happiness taking root right now. What is the emotion? Death in the inverse. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. There is a brand new beginning right now that you may or may not see or feel. Something is about to go from not to is. What would the masculines say to the feminines? Time to ground yourself. Okay, are you ready, feminines? I'm hearing, get ready, ground yourself, balance out. Come into that mastery where you're not going to be crazy person when your masculine comes in and says, let's do this. Okay, let's have one energetic card for the feminines watching. Temple of Eventual Destinies, benevolence, spiritual progression, and enlightenment. So this spiritual progression and enlightenment, the process has been benevolent. Yes, it's slow in the making, but it's foundational, it's solid, it's sure. It's on a strong foundation. What is the message for the masculines? Lyran Stargate, so Lionsgate portal still. Ancestry courage, wisdom and empathy. You have some ancestors that have crossed over behind the veil, helping with this, masculines, giving you courage. And the wisdom of the ages is at your disposal, not just through your DNA and the ancestral heritage, but also your star heritage, the Akash, your healing team, empathy. So what I'm really getting here also, masculines, is tuning into that empathic, that compassion you have for your feminine, the empathy, the way that you truly do relate to your feminine as though they are yourself. I'm getting that there are many similarities starting to come to the forefront between the two. And you're really starting to see that they, in fact, are very similar to you in a way that you can read them, that you can empathize with them, that you relate to them, that you can understand what they're going through without some big, lengthy spiel, backstory. You just get it. Karmic situations don't offer us that. Karmic situations, there's so much petty back and forth, like people not being able to get on the same page. These connections, synergy, harmony, passion, alignment. All right, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.